Oh, here it is, the final fight after 4 hours of questing. Saren did completely slap me a couple of times, but here on our final attempt, we managed to take her down. Still have loads of supplies left as well. One of the boys in the CC lent me some Ancestral. I think that made the difference. But there is the Fragment of Saren completed. 4 hours of questing to unlock this. The City of Prifddinas. I think that's how you pronounce it. The Big Elf City after Song of the Elves has some insane content in it. Has the best agility training method in the game pretty much. It has the Gauntlet, which is really good profit. It has Volcano, which is really good. It has the best by far crafting and smithing training method in the game, which we're focusing on today. You can get insane XP per hour rates, as you have seen in that thumbnail, but we're not actually showing you that method to the end. There is a much better training method over here that's not quite as much XP per hour, but it's way nicer on the bank account. Now it is just nice in the bank account, it's definitely not good for it. It does cost a lot of money, but it doesn't lose an absolute fortune like the other method. So we've got 173 mil in teleport crystals. We actually bought those for 1.8 mil though, so it's actually about maybe 200 mil or so in here. It's not 227. On starting supplies, you can buy everything slowly for under the G mid price, which is pretty awesome. They're very low demand items. So I seen this method, thought it's insane, I have to try it. I looked on YouTube and seen some other YouTubers had tried it before, but all the prices they were paying for these crystal shards were insane. Mr. No Sleep had a video where he was paying 2.7 mil per teleport crystal, which is crazy. It's like 900k extra on every single one, over 30% more to make it back then. So the prices have dropped loads. The method's going to be much cheaper than it was. It's definitely not going to be cheap. We're going to be finding out how much money this costs nowadays, because it is the best crafting and smithing training method in the game, so it'd be pretty cool to see how much it costs. It's not actually the best, sorry, it's the second best method in the game, and we're going to show you the best at the end, which does burn a crazy amount of money, but as you can see in the thumbnail, makes a crazy amount of XP per hour. So yeah, we're going to turn all these in. You actually can't turn them in when they're noted, so I'm going to unnote them, turn them all in, then we'll be back here. Oh, this is pretty painful. The quickest 50 million GP I'll ever spend. But there it is, 50 million gone. We're going to hand the rest in, see how many shards we get, and then we'll get cracking. There is our last few teleport crystals handed in for 750. I actually don't have 80 smithing and crafting, which you need to use this method, so I'm going to be boosting up. Head over to G and bought myself a mature dwarf stout. It gives you +2 smithing, and then I'm going to be using the mushroom pie to give me +4 crafting. So you can do this method much lower than it says. It says you need 880, but let's have a look at the shards here. We have now got a total of 13,500 shards. These here are about 12.5k each they're costing me. Back in the day they were probably like 17k each or something, but yeah, 12.5k each for all these shards. We're going to make one of the permanent teleport crystals, and then we're going to be using all of the rest of them on enhanced crystal keys. You actually can boost a +4 or +5 really with these here orange pies as well. We give that a go because we were only on 76 smithing, but it just wasn't working out. So head up straight over to Blast Furnace whenever I didn't get the boost, because it takes ages to get spice, and smithing's actually quite quick at the Blast Furnace. So we smashed out level 77, then we only need a +3 boost, which shouldn't take too long. Right, the good news is we got our +3 boost. The bad news is my Wildy Cat died while I was getting orange spices. I thought they were invincible when they were fighting the like behemoth rat, if they were a properly grown Wildy Cat. I didn't know they could actually die. But anyway, got the boost. I made the teleport crystal, so we're going to remove 1.8 mil off the total at the end, you know, because that's not part of the method. So in here you can make the crystal keys, but you don't have to make them one at a time. You can make them all. Look at that XP drop, 10.5k in both smithing and crafting in a couple of seconds, and the bank is really close, so these here trips take almost no time at all. The other method at the end of the video, you don't even need to bank, it's that crazy. Not sure why my bank's full there, I'll tidy that up for the next run, but yeah, have a look at this XP drop again. One thing I don't like about this method, it doesn't remember your previous option, it goes back to 1 every single time, so you do have to click all and then make every time you come over to the singing bowl here. If you click all, you click make, and you get a crazy XP drop. It will be like 12.5 or maybe 13.5 if you have your inventory set up right. I'm going to reset all my XP per hour trackers, and then I can show you the exact XP per hour this method gets to. So with my Wildy Cat, we couldn't get enough orange spice to keep the method going, so I had to come over to the Blast Furnace and smash out one more smithing level. We've got level 78 now, so we can just always boost with a mature dwarven stout, that beer, you know, that gives you +2 boost. So yeah, now we can head over and we can consistently do the method. Oh, this has been a bit of a roller coaster, but I think we are finally good to go. Our cat passed away, unfortunately. we got all of our smithing out of the way. We just need to reset this calculator so it doesn't mess up with anything, and then put the stuff back on the canvas so you guys can see. Nearly put construction on. No, it's definitely crafting. We'll center this screen and we'll get going. I'm going to do the full amount of shards in one go, then we'll be able to see the peak amount of XP per hour in the 2 skills, and also how much XP per hour you'll get if you do it for a long period of time, because most people lose a couple of clicks if they keep doing it for a while. Some people say, oh, something's, you know, 5 mil XP per hour, but if you actually do it for an hour, you'll only get 4 mil XP. A lot of time, like Blast Furnace and all, they tell me it's 350k XP per hour. Nobody's actually getting that. You're actually getting like 260k, because nobody's click perfect for that long. Maybe some of you guys are, I don't know. I definitely am. Anyway, going to use all these shards, see how much XP per hour. It already says we're at 700k XP per hour in both skills. I think it'll get a lot higher than that, but I think that might be better than any other method in either. Yeah, 1.4, pretty much 1.5 mil XP per hour in both skills after the second trip. So what's that, 3 mil XP per hour? I don't think there's anything else in the game that hits that kind of XP rates. I've banked everything now, so this will be my first proper full trip. Whenever I don't need the boosts, which will only be in like 5 minutes, I'll have 80 smithing and crafting. So whenever I don't need any boosts, I'll be doing these full runs, 13.5k XP in both skills. So that's like 27,000 XP per trip. Every like 20 seconds, getting 27,000 XP. I really like this method. I know it's going to be pretty expensive, but I don't think it'll be as bad as most people think. 2.2 mil XP. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'm going to speed it up. You'll be able to track how much the XP... 2.7. Jesus, it can't be that high. Maybe like it'll tick down. Maybe if you're click perfect it will be 2.7 mil XP per hour in both skills. With me boosting and all, the XP per hour is going to be a wee bit skewed. It'll probably drop to like 2 mil. But I think if you're click perfect in this method, you can probably get around 2.5 mil XP per hour in both skills. 5 million XP per hour. And this isn't even the best method. I'm going to show you the best method at the end of this video, but yeah, that is pretty crazy. We're going to speed this up to ×8, just have it ticking away in the background while I talk to you about cost. So this method's insane. If it was cheap, everybody would do it. It's not cheap, but it's not as bad as it was. It's much better than it used to be. If you look back to when Mr. No Sleep done it, he spent 183 mil, but he got back just over 50 mil, right? So he got 129 million loss for 1 mil XP. It makes it really easy to calculate when he give us them numbers, so big shout out to him. His cost 129 GP per XP. When you compare that to normal rates, in smithing it's just under 2 GP per XP using gold ore at the blast furnace. You know, I think it's like 1.7. You can actually check all this stuff on the RS Buddy efficiency page. It shows the exact cost. So yeah, gold ore with goldsmithing gauntlets is 1.7. If you look at crafting, if you're doing something good like diamonds, it's about 6 GP per XP. It's just mad. I'm getting like levels here every 2 or 3 minutes. We've already hit 78 crafting. I think we're about to hit 80 smithing here in like 2 runs. And then we won't need to boost smithing, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there's 80 smithing coming in. We no longer need to boost it. We're getting like a level every minute, which is just mad how quick this is, considering I'm already way up in the 80s. Like there's 79 crafting, 1 more level and we'll no longer need a boost, which will put the XP per hour up a wee bit. With boosting you're looking at about 2.2 mil XP per hour. When you stop boosting you'll probably be up about 2.3, 2.4, maybe click perfect, because I like stopped in the bank a few times and sometimes I made one key, I forgot to click the all button. You can maybe get up at 2.5 mil XP per hour if you're click perfect, which I definitely am. But yeah, crazy method, was crazy expensive, but let's jump forward and see how much this cost me. So there is our final few keys handed in of the first run. That took us, so we started at 36 minutes in the game clock, we're now at 54. So that's just about 18 minutes and we got 1.3 million XP, 650k in both skills. Pretty crazy. Now you'll see in my price check at the start I bought way too many keys. The reason for that is when I hand in this 1340 enhanced crystal keys, I will get loads and loads of shards back, probably like 30% of my shards back, so I'll be able to make loads more keys. The reason why I made that elf teleport crystal, the permanent one at the start, is because it teleports straight down the stairs right beside this elven crystal chest. You kind of need to make one if you're going to be opening thousands of these here keys. It just makes it much quicker than going to a different bank. So to make these here cost me about 145k each, and you do get some that are like 90k, but most of them are a wee bit less. The rune ore one's really good, but it also fills up your inventory, which is a bit annoying. There's 10 shards back, which is a really good one as well. But you've probably seen people open these chests before, so I'm just going to jump forward to the end when we've opened all of them. And yeah, then we'll see where we're at. Actually, I'll tell you about the rare items I got while I was here. I got a load of these here half shields, which I thought were super rare, but whenever I checked on the wiki, it's actually only 1 in 256, so they're actually pretty common if you open a lot of them. This will be maybe the best way for Iron Men to get the square shield if they have loads of shards from, like, I don't know if you get them at Zulcano or Gauntlet, or maybe just doing the elf agility or pickpocketing, or if you're an Iron Man you have loads of shards, it's an easy way to get the half shield anyway. We also rolled the rare Dragonstone armor 3 times, but unfortunately we got the cheapest piece twice, which was the boots. So yeah, not very exciting. The boots both sold for 250k each. We also got the helm. It sold for 1.1 mil, which was pretty nice. Don't know if we got lucky in those drop rates or anything, but here it is, the final few chests of the first 1,000. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot more than 1,000, but I think it's just good for like a price comparison. So there's 1,000 chests open. We're going to price check everything we've got now. Also need to calculate how many keys I used there and how many I had before to work out the perfect price calculation and all. But yeah, I'll show you what we have. I'll do the bit of math to work out the keys because we still had some in our bank when we started, and then show you how much this year made. The gold, I stuck every single penny that I had in GE, so that 6 mil there is all from opening chests. The crystal keys as well, we had 1,247 in the previous clip before we started opening these. We now have 1,398, so that's 149 new crystal keys we need to add into the price checker, which would be easy enough. I also forgot to check the runes in this here clip, but we had 5,900 runes, pretty much of all of the ones you get. So yeah, I'll add that in as well and give you the total. So we got 43 mil in our first price check, 4.2 mil from the runes, and then our 149 crystal keys is worth 3 mil. So we came in exactly at 50 mil and 200k, yeah, 50.2 mil from 1,000 chests. That gives us a total loss for the first 1,000 chests of 95.2 million, which sounds crazy. It's a lot better than Mr. No Sleep's 129 mil, but hear me out. We also got 2,699 shards back, and if you calculate that out, that's worth 33.7 mil. So once we add in the shards we got back, we're down to 61 GP per XP. It's still pretty expensive, but it is a crazy fast method, so it's not that bad. But there's one other thing we need to consider, and that's these 45 crystal acorns we got while we done this method. This will actually give me 603k farming XP, which is a crazy chunk of farming XP. They grow really fast every 8 hours, and you get 13k XP for every single one you like open, which is quite a bit, but you also get 15 shards if you use the volcanic compost. It says between 14 and 16 actually, but if you use the best compost you get on average 15 shards as well. So we'll get 675 shards, which is another 8.4 mil from this method. That brings us down to, if you don't count the farming XP, we're down to 53 GP per XP. That is not bad. Now think about this, say you're playing RuneScape for 10 hours, you could spend 10 hours at the blast furnace, or you could spend 5 hours training crafting, 5 hours training smithing, or you could do this for 15 minutes and then spend 9.5 hours making profit doing something else, bossing or whatever. You'll actually make profit if you do this method plus some other money maker with the time you save, because time is worth money in this game if you're doing something that makes money, that is. So what would this drop to if you consider all that farming XP that you get over time? You can't really consider it in the calculation straight away, but over time you will get that 600k farming XP, which is pretty good. Like, look at that XP drop, 13.2k XP, and whenever I get an axe and chop it down I'll get a load of shards. Doing this for 18 minutes gets you 1.6 million XP in value, and if you take that into account, which you probably should because you will be using all the shards over time, you know, it brings your GP per XP down to 33 from when you start the method till you end the method if you use your crystal acorns. That's not bad at all for this kind of speed of a training method. That's pretty good, and because it's dropped so much over the past few months, in a couple of months time this method could be a lot less, so that is awesome. I'd definitely look into this in a few months from when this video goes up. It is the second best smithing and crafting method per speed. I'm going to show you the fastest method now, but yeah, I'd highly recommend this for a small amount of time. I wouldn't use it up to 99, it's too expensive really at the minute to go to 99 with it, unless you're rich. If you're rich it's a nice alternative training method, but I would highly recommend using it for like 10 or 15 minutes just because it boosts your farming XP per hour, having that extra tree, having loads of acorns, and it's really, really fast smithing and crafting XP. That's not that expensive compared to the normal methods for the time you saved. Anyway, let's show you the fastest crafting and smithing methods in the game. This here is going to burn my bank, but it'll be pretty cool. We are back in Prif a couple of days later and we are about to burn our bank again. These crystal armor seeds that I have in my inventory are not mine. I ran so low on money I had to borrow some from a couple of lads in the CC. Big shout out to Mew and Beagles for lending me a couple of these here shards. But yeah, we have 152 mil here, but that 85 mil we will get back perfectly. We won't lose a penny on that. But these here are all going to be burned in this method. So this here method is making crystal bodies and then dumping them for the shards. You lose 150 shards every single time you make them, but yeah, you can just make them crazy quick. The XP per hour in this is going to be insane, but you guys know the drill. We're going to hand in all of these teleport crystals, get the shards, and then we're going to head over and test the method. This method is Ultimate Iron Man friendly. Ultimate Iron Man can do it because you don't need to bank. I'm joking, no Ultimate Iron Man will ever have 27 crystal armor seeds, I don't think. You can actually do it with one crystal armor seed if you have a load of shards in your Ultimate Iron Man. You just make the helms and revert them. But yeah, every time you make a body here, what's this warning about? It'll use all of your shards, but you will get your crystal armor seeds back. So you just click yes, don't ask me again. You get 7.5k XP in both. But just like the keys before, you can actually make a full inventory of these in one click. Sorry, I misclicked there. Basically all you need to do is click on it. Keeps giving me warnings. You click the all button, same as before, then you make the bodies, and look at that, 52,000 XP in both. Then you just need to revert everything back to the previous state, you know, put them all back until they are crystal armor seeds again, and then make a full inventory of bodies. So we'll make a full inventory of bodies without clicking on it. And you can already see we're up at 3.7 mil XP per hour in both, with misclicks and with making that helm there. But if you got this into the swing, the XP per hour is just going to be completely broken. So click all, you make the bodies, you get 67.5k XP in both. Revert them all again, and I'll speed this up, we'll see how high we can get this XP per hour. For some weird reason I decided to do this in a German server instead of the UK servers. If I had lower ping, everything would have loaded a wee bit quicker and I would have got my clicks in a wee bit faster. But even on a German world I got up to 10.3 million XP per hour peak. After doing it for a few minutes it evens out at about 9.5 million XP per hour in both skills. So you're looking at about 19 million XP per hour in this. You could probably get a wee bit higher if you have quicker clicks, lower ping and all that. But yeah, that is by far the best and most XP per hour I've ever seen in old school RuneScape. 9 million plus in both skills, in two different skills at the one time. It is crazy expensive, it's 125 GP per XP, which is still cheaper than Mr. No Sleep's method. I don't mean to roast Mr. No Sleep, by the way, I love some of his videos. But yeah, it's cheaper than that at the minute, and in the future this method might be cheaper again. At the minute, to get both skills up to level 99 will cost you just over 3 billion, so it's definitely not a method you want to use up to 99. But maybe you could use it just to boost from like 80 to 81 in 2 minutes or something for a couple of mil. Yeah, it's just a really quick method for any of you guys who want it. There you go. I lost probably 100 mil plus in this video, but it's been entertaining and I've loved making it, and I've got a load of smithing gains and a load of crafting gains. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.